Someone asked me to talk about why I do intermittent fasting and what benefits I get from it. I didn't mean to do intermittent fasting. It's just that I started to realize that I wasn't hungry in the morning and that when I ate a big enough lunch, I wasn't that hungry at dinner. And then I noticed that I was sleeping better at night because I wasn't digesting. Because at night, we're supposed to, our body's supposed to do repair, but when you're digesting, it's doing that job and it can't do the repair job. So, so I guess I started sleeping better, and then I thought, well, let me just try it. I didn't even really know what it was, so I just started doing it. And what I found was I had more energy, my brain was thinking better, I had more mental acuity, I had better memory, I had better focus, I had better attention, I had better processing speed and processing time. I had more physical energy. I have more physical strength. I can do more physically than I could do years ago. I mean, it's amazing, like so much more. I have more physical energy. Like I can drive longer hours without getting tired now. I used to have narcolepsy. I used to fall asleep all the time. Doesn't happen. Also, I used to have low blood sugar. That's gone. The intermittent fasting, maybe even just eating, I eat paleo, so maybe eating paleo helped with that, but the intermittent fasting I think even made it better because I can go for, the way I usually do it is I'll eat usually around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, sometimes a little later if it's to be social, or sometimes a little earlier if it's depending on the day. But I'll eat then, and I always make sure to eat before the sun goes down because it helps with the circadian rhythm and it also helps with sleep. Because at least this is how I understand it. If I'm trying to digest and it's night, my body's trying to get ready to go to bed, and if I'm trying to digest, my body doesn't. My body goes, oh, I guess we're not going to bed, and so then it keeps you awake. So I do that. I also think my skin is better. I think my eyesight has definitely kept improving. It's been improving over the last 15 years, and I've only been doing intermittent fasting for maybe 3 or 4 years. So, but my eyesight keeps still getting better and clearer. Like I can see things that I couldn't see 20 years ago. I would have to wear glasses to read it, and now I can just see it. And it's like almost like all the print has gotten bigger. It's kind of nice. Um, like I said, I sleep better. What I really notice is that I just have way more consistency in my energy. So my physical energy, like my life force energy, just feels really consistent, and I don't have those dips in my day. With narcolepsy, I used to fall asleep like 15 times a day. Now that changed just from me being in alignment, but it also improved even more from going into this intermittent fasting. I usually eat between a 4-hour window, so I'm usually fasting for about 20 hours. Depends on the day. Like I said, if I go early one day and then I go late the next day, I might fast for 28 hours. And it's weird because I don't feel hungry anymore. I just feel this energy. I really like the way it makes me feel. I really like how much more mental acuity I have. It's really fun. And I believe it seems like it's causing my human growth hormone, HGH, to grow more because I am physically stronger. I keep getting way physically stronger. I didn't do it. People can lose weight on intermittent fasting. I didn't do it to lose weight, but I noticed that I won't gain weight. I never gained weight though, so that's kind of a moot point because I know how to think thin. Anyway, yeah, I learned that when I was 15. My mom shared it with me. Life changing. Anyway, so but people can use it to lose weight. Another thing is if people are trying to save money, if you eat one meal, which is what I do, it's called OMAD, one meal a day. I eat one meal and, like it makes my shopping bill so much less, and it takes so much time out of the day to cook, right? Normally, when you're doing 3 meals, you've got to cook this meal and you got to cook that meal and you got to cook that meal. And now I cooked one meal and then I eat it really slowly, so I have a nice long, sensual, savory meal, and then then I have all this energy. And then if I go out at night, if I go dancing, if I have somebody over, or I go out somewhere, I have so much energy. It's so fun. I also think that it probably causes BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotropic factor. BDNF is a hormone or a substance in the brain. I'm not sure if it's a hormone, but it's a substance in the brain that neurotropic means neuro means neurons, and trophos is growth. Like, the tropics, everything grows in the tropics, right? So neurotropic, brain-derived neurotropic factor, or neurotrophic factor. That I do feel like that's happening because I just feel like I'm able to learn things so fast. My memory has increased a lot. But I don't have any stress. I know how to have dominion over my physiology, and that's something I teach my clients, how they can have dominion over their physiology, because when you have that, like, the stress is something that tires people out. And I don't get tired. I coach people. Sometimes I coach several people in a day. I'm just happy. It does not bother me. I can work out. I sometimes do 2 workouts in a day. I'm happy with that. Like, I don't get tired from those kind of things. I sleep, and I sleep really well most of the time. It's pretty amazing. So that's just been my experience with the intermittent fasting. I don't know if it's right for anybody else but me. I mean, I'm just doing it because literally I just kept feeling guided to it. And then after I was doing it, that's when I found out about it. That seems like what everything in my life that is good, I've just started doing it by intuition. And then later I find out the reason why. And so I really like that approach for me anyway. It really works. And so if you're interested in intermittent fasting, you can start off slower. There's something that's called the carb flu when you first start doing it. I didn't get this because I hadn't been eating grains or sugar I haven't had sugar for 15 years or grains for 13, and dairy, except for butter sometimes, in like 11 or 12 years. So when you want to let's say you want to start doing the intermittent fasting or going paleo or something like that, there's a period of time where your brain has to adjust. If you've been eating carbs, your brain will get the fast fuel from carbs, but it's not the right fuel. The brain actually likes healthy fats. And by healthy fats, I mean coconut oil, avocado oil, olive oil, olive oil, and beef tallow, bacon grease, duck fat. Those are all good for the brain. And so the brain likes that kind of stuff. And if you supplement with more healthy fat, which are all of those that I just listed, then when you start to transition into intermittent fasting, you'll have more stable blood sugar, because blood sugar gets jacked up when you're eating like a lot of sugar or carbs, and then it goes way down when you stop eating them. This is in a healthy person. I'm not sure about in somebody with a blood sugar disease like diabetes. I don't know with that because I've only seen it in myself. I had hypoglycemia. Now I don't. I can go 30 hours without eating and I feel fantastic. If I can be with somebody who's eating something that I used to love to eat and I don't have a desire for it. It's amazing, but it takes a little practice to do it. So I normally eat over a 4-hour window. Usually sometimes it's even 2 hours if I get enough food. Sometimes I need more food than what I made originally because I do probably eat about the same amount of calories, even though I've never counted calories. But I probably eat the same amount of food that I would have eaten if I'd eaten 3 meals. It's just that I eat it all at once. And I chew it really well. You have to chew your food really well. And you have to be in a state of happiness when you eat. Otherwise, your body can't digest it. When you have stress, when you're angry, when you're upset, you go into fight or flight, right? So all the blood flows to your arms, to your legs. Blood does not flow to your digestive system. So you want to really be in a calm, relaxed place when you go into intermittent fasting and when you eat. I hope that helps. Appreciate you so much. Thank you.